Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing? Good. Happy with all the Startup India grants? There's a lot of freebies available. Some of us, we started our first startup in 2011. Neither there were any grants, nor our families liked us getting into entrepreneurship. The most hated person at that time was my father-in-law at that time, as to why did I quit my corporate job. So great time to start in India, isn't it? All right, before we get started, let's probably understand you all. How many of you are entrepreneurs, startups, or thinking about starting up? That's 36%. How many of you are investors? Okay, they are like two, all right. And how many of you are enterprises, who are trying to explore anything like employees, if I can ask that? Okay, we are, all right, I see one or two of you. Okay, how many of you have businesses or some connection with Belgium already? Okay, all right, I see two. How many of you are interested in setting up something in Belgium, Brussels, or contemplating doing something out there? Okay. Last question. How many of you are here because this is the coolest place in the entire event? Awesome, awesome. Right? Okay, great. That covers 100%. Finally, the Venn diagram is complete right now. All right, let's have, we all decided that because it's post-lunch and because you must be overwhelmed with a lot of, listening to stuff, meeting old friends and stuff like that, we'll try and keep it a little lively, right? I would like to welcome Sandeep, Jatinder, Dharani. I know the order out there is a little different. Can I request you all to swap so that our LinkedIn posts look good? Jatinder over here and the fattest guy in the middle. All right. Okay. All right. So how we will have this next few minutes is we will introduce each other. There was a one or two liner just so that you understand, the speakers out here, followed by we have taken this a little bit of thought into structuring this conversation into 3 T's, not the T that you will be offered in the next 1 hour. These T's are technology, talent, and trade, and that's the screenplay that we will be playing with. So please play along with us. Before we get into it, I would love to hear from our speakers a quick introduction, couple of minutes. Tell us about yourself, and probably you tell your tryst with Belgium as well. Over to you.
All right, thank you very much. I am Jatinder. I work for an organization called imec. My key role is to really help a lot of startup companies to convert their ideas into silicon. So obviously I am from semiconductor field. Since semiconductor is now the key industry which Government of India and various state governments, including Kerala, wants to kind of give a push. We are all here to tell you that there are many opportunities beyond this country, internationally, and how you can benefit from it. Basically, I would like to say that, this is the moment for all of you to think not just locally, especially if you are in the field of semiconductor. So whenever you are starting a company's enterprises or want to get into particularly electronics and semiconductor field, I would say that your starting point will be the market for you is the entire world, and Belgium is the best place to start for, it's a very good place to start because it is in center of the European Union, and there are, as imec, where I work, there are a lot of collaborative work which happens, and we can support you to, really tell you the ecosystem which is available, how to expand in the other territory, especially if you are a technical company. Thank you.
All right. Probably if you could share from the trade angle, Dharani, about also, for the people, tell us a little bit more about Belgium besides the chocolate as well.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dharni. I'm the FDI Officer for the Ministry of Brussels agency called hub.brussels. I'm officially based at the consulate in Mumbai, but practically literally everywhere. And what I personally do is like I help Indian companies who are looking to scale abroad, like be it anywhere outside of India. So I help them through, if they are already looking at Europe as a potential marketplace for your product or service, I try to like sell Brussels for them. So like you sell your product or service, I sell Brussels as a city for you. So jokes apart, like I ended up in Belgium. So I went for my PhD in Europe, but I ended up doing an MBA. Then I started working for a company in Belgium. So literally been to most of the European countries, had some good experience and not so good experiences. But what interests for the Indian companies about Belgium? So Belgium, it's a really small country. So our neighbors are really huge. Like on the eastern side, it's the German. The northern part, it's the Dutch Empire, and the southern, the French one. And then across the channel is the UK. And then you have to be really adaptable to survive, to innovate to survive. And then, so most of you know, like the European Union exists, and then 90% of the European Union's headquarters, the institutional headquarters are in Brussels. So we are one of the reasons for the Brexit happened. Like why, like UK went out of the Europe, like Brussels played a big hand in it. So like what's in it for most of the companies, like from the trade angle. So like we'll talk more on the FTA agreements in the coming minutes. As part of the consulate or the embassy, we are not just doing processing the visas. There are like 3 different departments in any consulate or the embassy. So I represent the trade department of the consulate or the embassy. And then the other 2, the visas, and then the economic and political wing comes at a later stage, and then they get all the attention, but like we do bulk of the work. So
Thank you. Now we'll pick more on those points, Dharani. Sounds very interesting. Sandeep, you wore a hat of a tech entrepreneur in Belgium, as well as now the leader of the large enterprise. Tell us a little bit about your journey with Belgium and some fun facts as well.
Thank you, Saravana. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sandeep Prakash. I represent Proximus. Proximus is a national telecom operator of Belgium, so publicly listed. Majority shareholder is the state of Belgium in itself. While that is our headquarters, roots, where the commercial twin or the commercial arm of Proximus as a group exists, India has been powering the backbone of it in different shapes and form. Our entry into India has been multifolds over the last few years. Indeed, I should say 5 years ago, Proximus had zero presence here in India. In the last 5 years or so, it has been a rapid transformation, entry through a couple of acquisitions as well. I think it's a fairly published news. If you look at us up as well, those are among the primary results that you will get. A few acquisitions told us that there's no going back. I keep telling my Belgian colleagues that Bangalore, where I am based, where Proximus is based today, is like Hotel California. You can check out, but you can never leave. So the acquisitions followed GCC. I joined managing one of the acquired companies over here. But then with the GCC coming up, we are kind of also finding synergies in merging the operations between multiple entities that we have. So as of today, starting the GCC element, at least starting as recent as January 2025, we're about 200 folks and growing rapidly as we go along. So that's my day job. But otherwise, from a background perspective, first half of my career, I actually helped some of the up-and-coming Indian companies set up their European and even American operations and ran them for that half. And the second half, My attempt has been in reversing that wheel, bringing in European American companies to run both commercial as well as their technological operations out of India.
That's an amazing, illustrious journey you have had, Sandeep. Given that you have the mic, and if I can indulge you, on the talent side of it, what I understand from the audience, some of them are also IT services companies. So they would love to get customers from Europe. From your journey, from a talent standpoint, and because you're into setting up the GCC, how does the talent landscape look like? Is there any do's and don'ts or visas paying? How does it work? If you could share something on the talent aspect of it.
Sure. Look, tech and talent some way go hand in hand. When we refer to it as India, mostly people look at India for tech talent. But it is not new. To be very honest, there is no company in the world which today has IT as a key element on their business and hasn't depended on an Indian, colleague, service provider, partner, call it whatever, right? So it's not a discovery as such. But I think evolution is a key phenomena as part of that. I think Dharani can speak a little bit more on how the distribution of around 30,000 Indians who are there in Belgium. And Belgium, again, I joke about this with my Belgian colleagues that going from one end of Belgium to another end takes the same amount of time as it takes from one end of Bangalore to another end. But at the same point of time, the population of Belgium is lower than, the entire country is lower than the population of the city of Bangalore in itself. In that, if there are 30,000 Indians, I think a good half of them are ultra-rich diamond merchants. But a bigger chunk of the other half is tech talent of Infosys, TCS, Wipro, Accenture, Tech Mahindra, Tech anyone, and it is true. Okay, within Proximus, let me tell you, when I go to Brussels office, November is a more vibrant and festive month than December, which means the Diwali party of Proximus is a bigger party than the Christmas party of Proximus in itself. Okay, so that's just Proximus, but it is also equally true for the entire market, whether it is European or American. If you are in IT, if you are looking for people who are skilled in STEM, science and technology, you are looking at India. You are already dependent on India. I think the evolution is about how we are moving away from, even if I refer to the evolution of GCC as an industry, right? So we started with terms like, it's not a new wheel discovered. I think the first GCC was probably National Instruments, Texas Instruments back in late 80s. People tell the story of Rajiv Gandhi bringing those things as well. But back in the day, it was back office, shared service center, captives. The term itself tells you, we were looking at it as something which the Western world didn't want to do and thus were finding a way to do it, or wanted to do it at a much lower cost and thus found India to be that. I think that evolution is what we should focus on, and I'm glad we're doing that. In the form of today's GCC, I think we're more about quality rather than cost, more about scale rather than getting things done only.
Amazing, amazing. So lots happening from GCC or as well as an IT services landscape. Jatinder, given that you are also into similar space, and what I also know about you is, besides your corporate role, at a personal capacity also you're helping a lot of startups indulge or engage or at least explore Belgium as a market. So similar point on the tech and talent aspect of it. What's your perspective? And probably if you could also share on the electronics and the semiconductor aspect of opportunities as well.
I would just add to Sandeep's comments that no country, the tech industry cannot run in any country without India's contribution or without contribution of Indians. Thereby, there is lot of motivation from both the ends, in the sense that from the market perspective, lot of European companies, they want to explore India as a larger market. Obviously, we all know the geopolitical situations, and lot of companies in Europe particularly are in need to find the new marketplaces. For them, India is a very big market which cannot be ignored. Same with the talent or tech talent. Particularly, I would only touch semiconductor. So we all know that India is a powerhouse of semiconductor design. I think today, any chip today which is designed by any multinational cannot be designed without the contribution of Indian designers or India tech talent going into it. Thereby, it is making more interesting to especially the tech companies to really come to India, not only to just explore the market, but also start innovating locally for local market and for the markets of the world. So on the other hand, I would also say that there are many aspiring Indian companies, Indian tech companies, particularly in very specific domains of software as on today, but also slowly I will say that more and more companies will be also from the semiconductor side who want to explore the European market. So for them, I would say that Belgium could be a gateway, primarily because of the location and the ease of getting into Belgium as such, and also the talent which is available or the market which is available for them from very easily setting up their organizations in Belgium and then going around and doing business in the entire Europe. So you can travel from Belgium to all the adjacent countries on a high-speed rail in just 1 to 2 hours time. So that means while you are in Belgium, you are already connected to almost 40% or 50% of Belgium just in a day journey, where you go in the morning and you can finish off your, let us say, business engagement and come back. So I think it's a great time for the companies to really move. I would also like to touch that today, specifically from India's standpoint of view, India is a market which is not just a consumer market today, especially when it comes to the technology. India is very aspiring to co-create. Okay, since I work in such organization which is a research organization, so any tech company which wants to come or wants to go outside, so it is a co-creation what today we are all looking, and thereby it opens another avenue of collaboration between the two countries as such. And I would say that this is especially in the semiconductor, I would say that there are many opportunities. I would give example of also talent. For example, imec, we have more than 110 countries or citizens which are working in imec. The second largest population of people working in imec is Indians. So therefore, you can see that our talent is everywhere, and therefore there is also opportunity for young students or young engineers to work in high-tech fields. They can consider Belgium as a destination, not only just for the job opportunities, but also for their master degrees. Not many people know that there are many master degrees in Belgium, especially in STEM, which is available in English. So, and they are one of the cheapest university, in the entire region of Belgium. In fact, I often joke that KU University, which is 600 years old university, its fee is lower than your local college in Bangalore or at Hyderabad. So thereby, it is also, not many people know that it's a very good destination for your higher studies, and therefore, all the young people who are aspiring to do their masters or PhD can also view Belgium as one of their destination. And obviously, we can help them, guide them how to connect to the right set of people and how to choose both, business-wise, and also if they want to go into, let us say, explore the university ecosystem. Thank you.
Wow, that was like entire thing about Belgium. Just to recollect, a lot of things happened. Higher education, gateway to the Europe, semiconductor access, and of course, a whole lot of action happening out there. Dharani, if I can pick your brains on this, let's get real. Quite a lot of them are entrepreneurs, and the entrepreneurs from here, they have a separate highway to Dubai, right? So they try it out here, and then immediately they have cousins out there who will tell, no, don't do there, they don't pay on time or something like that, come to Dubai. And for a Bangalorean like me, it is soon after Bangalore we try out, next is the US. As a first step, when an entrepreneur is thinking about going global, why should they consider Brussels, given there are choices? And second, if you could tell what are all the benefits, specifically aiming at entrepreneurs, and what is the journey going to be? So this way it becomes a playbook, and for them, if they can clearly take away these points, reason why to consider Belgium, second one, what to expect when they are in Belgium. Of course, they can put their kids into a PhD for higher studies later on, but right now to make money, to get a profitable business.
So when I moved back to India 9 years ago for this role, but as you said, like the South Indian companies are the majority like going abroad. So I face two kind of companies. One, I see real potential in the companies, but they're not ready to go global. So either they are happy with whatever they are making money here, the investor money. The second time, like what I see is like the companies with no real products, but like they want to open a company. You have to like literally pull them and say, okay, like you're not ready, and then like you would burn your hands, and then you come back and say, okay, it's going to be a negative publicity. For us, like there's no target to run behind, like a private consultant. I don't have a target of sending this much companies every year. So this year we have 10 companies predominantly from south of India. So literally 9 out of 10 companies are from south of India. So from Kerala, from Tamil Nadu, from Karnataka, from Hyderabad. If you count like Mumbai as part of South India, literally 10 companies are from South India then. So they go like primarily for, we ask like 3 questions. Why Belgium, and why now, and how? So if they can articulate a bit of these 3 questions, why Belgium, if they say, okay, after the geopolitical situation, it's never like wise to just keep in your one geography. If you want to like saturate your own market, that is India, and then your secondary market, either the Middle East or the US, and then think about Europe as a tertiary plan, it's never going to work. Europe is more like South Indian market. So it works on trust building exercise. They won't like come and talk to you like the Americans does in the first meeting. So you have to, it's a long process. It's a long haul process. And then for them to call you from your first name basis, it takes minimum 3 meetings. Even like apart from the Starbucks and the other coffee shops, if they call you by your first name, that means like you've established a trust, and then you're blocked through like the initial phase of ice, and then like you build a relation. Then you can start building on top of that. And then the 3 questions: why Belgium, why now, and then how? How we can support. Like how is like, what are the go-to-market strategies? It differs from sector, from company, from the maturity of the company, it depends. And that's where like we bring in our expertise. So Hub Brussels is a government of Brussels agency. So we are posted in 33 different countries. Whenever you see Belgium embassy or a consulate, so we are there. And then like market access, the 2 primary like hurdles what Indian startups sees is like either like access to the market or access to the funding and grants. So we can help you through those 2, but the first 2 has to come from the company side. So why Belgium, and then why now? It should not be just for like sake of in the website or in your business card. It should not be just for sake of having like a world map with a dot in the Belgium or Brussels. It doesn't add a lot of value. It takes a lot of money to open a company. I'm not kidding. So to have a virtual office, it costs 3 lakh Indian rupees to start a company. And then if you keep it virtual, it costs as much to run a company, be compliant for the first year. 6 lakhs, you could do much more. Like if you're still earning in INR, it's really costly to spend in euros. But if you're making some of, I know some of the like potential investors are here, and then they are trying to earn in euros, bring back the profits with the double taxation treaty. You pay taxes in one country, and then Jatinder told, like if you're in R&T, you save a lot of tax in Belgium. That's the reason why imec is still in Belgium, or else like they would have opened something in India or in like US or like maybe in Taiwan, for example. So if you are like clarity with the first two questions, third questions we can really help through.
Amazing. Now, thank you so much for that. We just got a message. So if we can take a couple of questions from the audience and be practical questions, I'm like thinking of this in case you're trying to set up anything in Brussels, you know whom to reach out. And both Sandeep and Jatinder have been personally mentoring startups which are exploring Brussels as a market. Any questions from the audience?
Yes. Hello. Yeah. So, yeah, I can speak loudly. So, Brussels as a market, it's quite small. Think about it, population-wise. So, I currently work in Germany. So, I see that Brussels is not taken too seriously when we are planning to expand. So, what does Brussels offer that other European countries?
So as you told, like Brussels, no one takes seriously. They see Brussels as a layover town between when you're traveling from Amsterdam to Paris. No, but like apart from like whatever like the brand building or the image building, Brussels doesn't care. But what it offers is, like as I told, with the bigger neighbors around your back. And then like literally I joke with my friends and colleagues like who are working in Brussels, like whenever Germany wants to invade France, the battleground is Waterloo. It's like 20 kilometers outside of Brussels. Like we have to be really adaptable, like to like you have to think global from day one. As I told, like market access and funding access, like no other like European country can beat the support what Brussels or Belgium can provide. For example, like if you are a Belgian company, if you have both a Belgian company and a German company, you try contacting any of their respective trade departments across the globe and say, okay, like if you contact our office in San Francisco, for example, or like New York or Singapore or Vietnam, say like I'm a so-and-so Belgian company and these are my products and services and this is my ideal customer profile looking at, can you put me in touch with the potential buyers for my product? Like we do it for free. And for Business France, I think you have to pay 3,000 euros a year. And Switzerland, I think like you still have to pay quite a lot, but like not for free. And like Brussels is a teeny tiny market. Belgium as such is a tiny market. And then you don't necessarily open something in Brussels to sell just for Belgium or for Brussels. Like primary two objective of opening like Hub Brussels as an agency is first is to support Belgian companies go international. Going international can be France or Germany or Netherlands or India or China or Vietnam, but also to bring the other international companies into Belgium to develop or co-create more IPs and patents and then like get benefit from the tax incentive. These are the things. But like if you see, okay, like the other benefits, good chocolates, good beers and good diamonds if you can buy, but others like we are a small neighbor, but like we don't have the big ego like Dutch or the Germans or French.
Amazing, amazing. Any other question? If not, I will ask the speakers to give one advice to the startups which are exploring Belgium. Any questions? Not really. Okay, can we do a quick 1 minute each piece of advice or some do's and don'ts to entrepreneurs considering Belgium?
No frills attached. I think you consider Brussels if you want to run a business in a no big bang, but no top line only, but actually running on the treadmill for a long period of time with enough access to everything, I think that's the place to be.
Amazing.
So the same one. So don't wait for your US or Indian market or like Middle East market to saturate and then think about Europe. By the time like you would have missed the bus. And then if you have like specific questions, you can just text me on Instagram or something, or like not Instagram, but like LinkedIn.
Okay.
No, but like we have a few companies like we are seeing success. Like I could see the quality of companies increasing every year. Like the last 4 years after COVID, I could see initially it was like the service companies opening, but now like I see more and more R&D companies going. I know we are tapping into the right market now, but we would be happy to support in any of the queries, whatever you have for the European expansion.
I think I would say that think of Belgium as a gateway to Europe and also to USA, because once you have a legal entity in Belgium, there is the entire EU market is available to you. So I want to answer you that even though Belgium itself is a small country, but under any, all the market for the entire EU is available to you to operate. So it can be a gateway for you for Europe. I'm also saying gateway for USA, because once you have a legal entity in Brussels or Belgium, you are welcomed in USA. I think you will get a lot of connects to even expand beyond Europe itself once you grow. So I think it is a place for growth and a place for right people. And I would, also acknowledge what Sandeep said, that if you really want to, play for long term, it is a good point to start in Belgium. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Let's give them a huge round of applause. Thank you so much. Just as an insight, I have invested in a bunch of retail startups. I think play long, play via Belgium, go global, and the entire. Personally, what I also learned is usually as entrepreneurs, what we try 1 or 2 years experimenting in our home country, then Dubai or US, and then here. Most of the time we get tired and go back to our corporate jobs. So now is the time, start simultaneously, because a pilot or whatever you're proven in India may not necessarily work for other countries. So go simultaneous and play long. Thank you so much.